Hey guys, this is Daniel coming at you with another video here on the Christian Entrepreneur channel. This is another ATM video, a special one because it hopefully might bring some insight in for you other people who are looking to get into the ATM business or to grow in the ATM business. But basically I'm here, today I'm just talking about one of the locations that I currently am in talks with about getting into. This one's a little different, both in good and bad ways. And so we're just here to talk about on the channel today on what those ways are. So the location that we're here to talk about today is an outdoor mall location. But I just wanted to start off real quick by saying how I got in contact with the person to put an ATM in this location. So I was visiting a local mall area that it's kind of small. I'm kind of glad that it didn't work out. Actually, I'm very glad that it didn't work out. But I was going there just to start talking about some of the malls in my area. I found out that they already had ATMs at that location, and that ATM provider had an exclusive contract. Totally fine with me. It was a really small mall, no food court, nothing like that. It was mainly just expensive places, so nobody's really going to be using cash there anyway. But through that experience, I was able to get in contact with the manager that provides all the retail for the mall location, which would include vendors, ATM providers, vending machines, all the little kiddie rides, like all that stuff. It's usually all managed by one person or by like a group of a few people. But so I got in contact with this guy. Now, this guy doesn't only manage that mall, he manages almost all the malls in my entire county, or at least part of the, he's part of the corporate company that does that. And they have malls all over the country. They have malls in like 48 states or something crazy like that. So I got in contact with the right guy. I got lucky, I got blessed, and so instead of getting in contact with one guy for one mall, I got in contact with a guy who manages a bunch of malls. So through that experience, I was able to find the location that we're here to talk about today, which is an outdoor mall type area. It has a main street going through it. So it's like an actual street that goes through like the middle of the whole mall, I guess you could say. They call it like a town center, but it's basically an outdoor mall. And so what's great about this location is, there's pros and there's cons. The pros is that it does seem like it has a lot of foot traffic. I've been there a few times. It's also the only like mall within, 30 miles. Like it's the only mall, it's kind of out there in the middle of nowhere-ish. So that's a good thing because that everybody doesn't have any other place to go other than there. And also, so on that main street that cuts through it, they actually have street markets every Tuesday and every other Friday, which equals out to 6 times a month. So that's a lot. And these street vendors, they have different types of markets. Some of them are farmers markets. Some of them are like art markets. They have different types of markets that they put on, but it does happen at least 6 times a month. So that's good. And they all prefer cash. Now they do accept like Venmo, Zelle, alternate payments like that, but they still prefer cash. So that's a good sign for me. Now, another pro about this location is, so they've been working with corporate companies like Cardtronics and stuff like that for the whole time that they've been open. This is the first year that they're actually gonna be working with any private vendors such as myself, and little smaller guys like me and like you. So I caught them at the right time, at the right moment. I'm the only one at the time right now that is in talks with them about putting an ATM in there. Some of the cons is, so it does, I do have to pay rent for this. So it's not based on, so what I'm paying the mall isn't based on my transaction fees, which is normally what our split shares would be based on. It would either be a flat rate per transaction or a percentage per transaction. Those are the two biggest ones. You guys can do it however you want. But for this location, things are a little different. I'm actually a vendor. So it's as if I am one of like the mall shops, really. So I have to pay them a flat monthly rent of $350. So that adds a little bit of strain, a little bit of stress, because that means I have to make at least $350 every single month before I even make a dollar, before I make any income on this ATM. So there is risk involved. Also, this mall requires me to have business insurance, so that's more money being spent every month. So it's another few transactions that have to happen before I ever make any money. And also, I have to sign a 1-year lease. It's almost like you're renting an apartment or whatever. You have to sign a lease. Now, if the ATM isn't performing well, I can take it out, move it into another location, but I still owe them their $350 a month in rent, no matter what. And that's for the entire duration of a 12-month lease. So, there's things to consider here. But after doing all my research, after praying about it, after just kind of sitting on it, I think me and my wife are going to go ahead and go forward on it. It's a great location. There is risk involved, but with more risk comes more reward. And I've seen a lot of ATM owners be able to make $500 a week, $700 a month, $1,000 a month on these type of locations. So when you factor in the fact that I have to pay a little bit, it's like maybe $360 a month with my insurance and rent. $370 with my internet. So let's just round it up to $400, might as well. So if I have to pay $400 that's coming out of my pocket, but if I make $1,000, that means I'm making $600. That's pretty good on passive income for one location. So I'll never really know until I actually put this ATM in the location. You never know. You can run all the numbers, but you never know. And so sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and sign the lease and put the location in, or put the ATM in the. So here's a little bit of footage of my time being at the location, just kind of scouting it out. There's some tips and tricks in there, things that I'm kind of looking out for at the location itself. So check it out. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Don't forget to check out the ATM course if you guys are looking to start your own ATM business and you want a super head start in finding the banks to use in your area, on who to buy the ATM from, what internet provider to use, and have a lawyer-made and approved contract ready and used to be signed by you and the business owner. All of that can be found on my website in the description. So check that out. Okay, so I just talked to the promoter of that little street market that was going on there, and basically she was saying that she's the founder. She sets everything up. She gets all the people all ready to go on there, and that just her alone. So I don't know if there's another street market that does it, that has another different promoter or whatever, but just her alone, she does it. She comes twice a month. So that's really, really, really good to know. I came on the right day. That's pretty awesome to know. Most of those places, I talked to all the vendors, they all take cash. That's like what they prefer, but they also take like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, stuff like that. So I'd rather they just take cash, but that's still good news. So now I'm kind of just walking around. I'm looking at all these businesses. This is it's comparable to like an outdoor mall. So a lot of these places probably aren't going to be cash only. They all take card. It's, like Vans. There's like a boxing club over there. There's like a fitness club over there. It's just like a lot of shopping and stuff like that. So, you just got to weigh the pros and cons. This place definitely has a lot of foot traffic. Right now I'm here on a Friday at like 5 p.m. and it's still pretty popping. I see a bunch of kids here and stuff like that. So, but the promoter lady was saying that it's actually real slow right now because a lot of people are on vacation because it's summertime. We're at the end of May right now. So I think this place could really get more popping. And she was saying, like, I had a few people like trying to run around trying to find where to get cash because there's only 2 ATMs here. In fact, there's one right over there, and then there's another one like a little further down. Those are the only 2 ATMs that I've seen so far. That's pretty much all the footage that I had to show about the actual location. I don't want to bore you guys too much. Just want to show you guys just a little bit of what I look at a potential location. But that was a few weeks ago. It's obviously been a few weeks since then, and we've gotten a lot farther into the process of me actually getting the ATM in there. I have the contract to look at. I know what business insurance to get, all that stuff. So I haven't signed anything quite yet. I'm still just kind of praying on it, to be honest. 300, like almost $400 a month is kind of a lot to ask for, as far as like, that's our starting point. So as soon as we make $400, a little less, but to say $400, then that's when we actually start making money. But I still think it's a good idea. I'm most likely going to do it. I've been busy. Actually today I went and put a new ATM in a new location. And so I'm going to make another video about that one. That one was really interesting. So these two locations are kind of different. The one at the outdoor mall location is taking a long time to like kind of get ready, get all the paperwork put together, get through all the red tape, all that stuff. But the location that I actually put in today, super quick. I met the dude today, found out of his existence today, went in and I went and put an ATM in the same day, like a few hours later. It was super quick. And sometimes that's how it works. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes you got to wait for it to get through the red tape. If you're working with like a corporate entity, and sometimes, man, they're just ready to get that thing in there. So it's always different in this business. Just keep your head up, keep trying. It's definitely worth it if you just keep going. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Go ahead and check out that course if you're interested in starting your own ATM business, and we'll see you in the next one.